Howdy, welcome to today's training. We are going to be talking about a awesome topic that I am just thrilled to unpack for you, and it's called the momentum marketing method. I'm gonna teach you how to escape the downward spiral and rebuild a marketing system that creates predictable results you can trust. The big question today is this: why does our marketing feel random and unpredictable? If you're here today, it's probably because you are asking yourself this question. You're wondering, why does our marketing feel random and unpredictable? And you may even be wondering, why is our marketing random and unpredictable? And what can we do about it? So, we're going to spend the rest of this training really unpacking that, peeling back the layers of the onion and dissecting everything kind of behind this question. And so you can walk away with a new level of momentum, a not chaotic, random, unpredictable marketing, and that you can move forward in confidence. And as I dive into this, I just want to say that I am so excited to teach this. This is a great topic, and it's honestly one that's super close to me because if you're like me, if you're a leader, a marketing leader, momentum, if you're a business leader, I mean, entrepreneur, owner, CEO, COO, like if you play at that level, momentum matters to you. You operate on momentum. If there's no momentum, you feel totally derailed, totally lost, and totally confused. But when momentum is rolling, you can go forever. And so what I want to do is help you create a marketing system, a marketing method within your organization that's really built on this one big idea, which is momentum. Okay. And that's really what we're going to pack. And thank you for giving me the chance to do that with you today. So let's continue diving in. Before we unpack the momentum marketing method, I just got to show you the marketing mess method, which likely what happens with people that I talk to that come in and ask for help from me and my team, and where you might be today is you might be sitting here going, we have a marketing mess on our hands, right? And honestly, this is probably what it looks like. I hope you like my little sketch drawing here from the iPad. Basically, we're gonna do a few of these throughout the presentation, but this is what I call the marketing mess method. And basically, it's this just basically random acts of marketing: social media, blog posts, paid ads, PR, newsletter, networking, LinkedIn, sponsorships, like jumping all over the place. And you're just doing stuff, doing activity, throwing spaghetti at the wall. Just you're hoping something sticks. And once it does, you're excited to go all in on it, but you don't know what's sticking, what's working, what to do. It's just a mess of a lot of things. And you're thinking probably, well, we must not be doing enough of the right things. So let's do more. Let's do more of the right things. Next year, we're going to go bigger and we're going to get better results. And what you find is the more you invest, the more you throw at the wall, the more activity, the more busyness, the more chaotic it becomes, the more fits and spurts, the less ROI you're seeing, and you're feeling the gap. You're feeling the gap. You're feeling the pain. And this is so common. And so what I want you to know is that if you're here, you're not crazy. You're normal. You're very normal. This is normal. All of our clients have been there, and that's really what we do is we help turn these messes into momentum. But I've been there too. I personally believe that you are not crazy because I have been there myself as an entrepreneur. We'll get into my story a little bit later. I'm a multi-entrepreneur or a serial entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it. Started multiple businesses and learned a lot, worked in marketing. And I've also been through this marketing mess so many times. And I've actually found my way out of it to the other side. And that's what I want to share with you. So what I've learned is that if you are in this spot, you are actually trying to grow inside a system without a target. Does that make sense? You're trying to grow inside a system without a target. you're trying to market inside a system without a target, maybe without definition, maybe without clarity, maybe without vision. And you might even not even know that you have a system, right? But what you are doing is some sort of system. You have a system, but it's just aimless. All right. Now that is crazy. So I want you to know that you are not crazy, but you know, doing that, working inside a system without a target, bang your head against a wall and bang it harder and bang it more, that's crazy. So let's get through that. So if your marketing feels random, inconsistent, or hard to trust, you're not crazy. Your system is broken. That's what I want you to see. And you're feeling it. You're feeling the gap. And so what some of the maybe pain points around this that you're experiencing are like, you're already trying too many things. And you've already done this too many times where you're like, well, you do more. And it's too much, right? Or it's not the right things or something, right? You also know that you don't really know what's working or what's not. And so, because if you did, you would be able to improve it or change it or adjust it or optimize it, right? But really at the point that you're at, it's chaos. Everything's going out. You don't know what's working. You don't know what to do more of. You don't know what to do less of. You don't know what to change, stop, start, anything, right? And then you also feel pressure to do more. Like you personally want results. And so you feel this pressure to do more. You might even be getting pressure from your leadership team or folks around you to do more or do different. But you're not seeing the ROI. And so doing more is this conflict, because it's like, do more, but like we're not making anything, so we're not making enough. So it's like, I want to, but like you're yanking at me, right? It feels like that. You probably also get these inputs if you're on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. You see, even TV ads. You see pressure to adopt more technologies, to chase trends, to try new tactics, which those things aren't necessarily bad, but it's just amounts to more busyness. You're also at the spot where you're probably feeling tired, burnt out, pressured, right? And you're probably wanting some predictability in this marketing so that you can invest more, work towards ROI, work less hard, right? Without and get less chaos and get less just you're wanting to fix this. So you're also lastly just wondering if it's you, your team, or your strategy, right? You don't know. Am I the problem? Are they the problem? Is there someone to blame? Is our team just actually suck? Like, do we have a bad team, or do we have the wrong strategy? Do we need to shift strategies? What do we not know that we need to know? These are all things you're probably wondering. And the good news is you're not alone and you're not stuck. We're going to tackle those today. You are going to walk out of this training having answers to all these questions. Whichever one is the most painful to you, we're going to address it. So hang tight with me. The situation here is this: random equals reactive. So not only are you just doing stuff, because you're just doing stuff, when something doesn't work or comes in from another side, or people ask a question, like, you just react because you don't have an intentional plan. So reactivity then just creates chaos because people are freaking out. You've got emotions flying around. You've got objectives that are just, I think we call this shooting from the hip, and it's just shooting around, right? And what happens then is it's just costly. You're just wasting ammo. You're just spraying. You're just hucking and hoping. And it costs you money. So the reason that you feel pressure, the reason that you feel the gap, the reason that you feel like there's no ROI and it's not working is because it's not. And it's costing you money. Now, there's a way out. And the way out is not more. The way out is not new. Well, it is new, but it's not new in the way that you think, maybe a new tactic, right? Let's talk about how to get out of this. And what I want you to see as we move forward, we need to make this transition in our minds. Marketing problems does not, rarely ever equates to a lack of effort. It's not, we're not doing enough. I mean, there are cases, but it's really not usually the case. We're not doing enough. Okay. We need to just do more. Marketing problems are usually a lack of alignment. Yes, a lack of alignment. And I would even say a lack of uh, effectiveness, a lack of a lack of quality, a lack of mastery. And those things all come from alignment at the core. You don't get elite, high performing, world-class marketing results from misaligned, confused system. So imagine with me, what would it be like to always know that your efforts were paying off? What would it be like if you were sitting here today going, all the efforts, all the activity, all the things that we're doing, the campaigns we're running, the posts we're putting out, the money we're spending, the people we're employing, that it was all amounting to something, that it was paying off, there's a ROI? How would that feel? How would that feel to not just know that in a moment, but to know that anytime? See, that's where we want to get. So let's fix it. Let's work on this. Today, here's the rest of the roadmap to fixing this. First, we got to diagnose what's broken, probably in a way that you've never seen it before. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get strategic clarity. And see, you've been missing this. You've been missing strategic clarity in your thinking, in your process, if you're here today. And I'm going to show it to you. We're also going to reveal the hidden gap between strategic clarity and execution. Now, vision and execution is a coined phrase, and like, how do we get those to work? How do we get things done? How do we, make things happen? And you've probably doing that in the ways that but truthfully, if you're struggling with there is still a hidden gap between clarity, vision, and execution that you have not solved or connected yet. And we're going to talk about how to do that. And I'm going to show you what that gap is, and I'm going to show you how to build a bridge. We're going to talk about a proven system to scale. And once you get that bridge built, then what? So vision to reality, reality to future. All right. And then after we do that, I am going to address some common questions and roadblocks that most growth-minded leaders face. So I've got a series of questions really near the end. Just if you're, want to know more, if you're digging in, if you're still confused or looking to learn just as much as you can, I do get questions often, and I'm addressing those there at the end. So how this training will help you is a few things. One, no pitches, no fluff. Just straight answers and clarity. My goal of this is to give you knowledge, tools, experience, thinking models so that you can see the path forward for yourself. And honestly, I hope that you can take those next steps. And so I hope you walk out of this with answers and clarity. I'm not sitting here pitching my services the whole time. This is just, I am here to add value, big, fast value, as Alex Hormozy says it. And I love that. That said, I want to be upfront and tell you that at the end, I do share how I can help you if you want deeper help, and if you want me to guide you more deeply through solutions, thinking, if you want me to coach and consult with you and implement our systems in your business, there is an option to do that. However, my goal here is really to provide as much value as possible. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to give you tools. I'm going to give you thinking. I'm going to even give you an opportunity to talk to me and my team without paying anything. But my goal is, really, if you do want help and if it's something you're looking for, I'm here for you. So let's keep going. In the trenches talk. I mean, the truth is that this isn't just university facts and ideas and thinking. This is like my experience with my companies, my experience as a founder, as a marketing executive, as a marketing manager, director, across various roles, across various companies, about the biggest things that I've faced and also that I see in our clients today. And if you're here, you're likely facing these same things. So I'm just going to be in the trenches with you, real talk. Okay. Lastly, ideas and clarity. I'm going to shoot ideas your way. And That is one of my strengths, and that's what I do the best, is actually break through ideas and vision and possibilities. So you are going to walk away with lots of ideas, lots of possibilities, and I think lots of breakthroughs. And my goal is that you can take the ones that matter most to you, that apply most to you, and you can start charting your best next step. Lastly, before we just jump into this solution, I do want to introduce myself because you're learning from me, and you probably want to know. People follow people, and you probably want to know who this guy is if you don't know yet. And so if you're not interested in this, skip ahead, but I'll try to keep it brief. Just a couple pictures, me and my family. We have 4 kids. My wife, Rebecca, and I, we were middle school sweethearts, and we met at 11 years old, got married at 20 and 19. And so we've been together for a long time, and pretty much done our whole life together, and we do run structure together still, and our family. So this is a family affair. That picture's at one of the vineyard in Oregon that we love, and then this one is here recently, just a date night here in Arizona. So I've spent my entire career up to this point, about 15 years, helping businesses grow. And I've managed digital marketing teams, built and sold an online course company, all before founding Structure. And I've done that in technology and SaaS, in agencies, like I said, education. And then I've worked for our clients in lots of different industries, like manufacturing. We've worked in ag tech. We've worked in transportation. We've worked in e-commerce. So I've seen a lot, and seen a lot of challenges, market trends, opportunities, and growth, and how common threads too that I'm going to share with you today. So really at the end of it, I am obsessed with accelerating digital growth and ROI. And I really say that because I'm not necessarily a data nerd, but I'm a results nerd. And so I'm here to really show you results. And what one of the things I hate about marketing, and you probably hate too, is that a lot of marketing is just clouded in vanity metrics, impressions and views, right? Now, those have their place in a system in identifying progress and growth at certain levels. That's what I want to say. Not going to dive into that. However, if you're a business leader, you want to know the big numbers: leads, money, ROI. What are we getting? And my goal is to bridge the gap from, man, we're posting these things and doing all these things, and how does that ladder up to ROI? That's my mission. So, and I want to do that in a way that makes growth systematic and sustainable, and something you can understand. So we've done that for many clients for many years. Me and my team generated millions of dollars in revenue, hundreds and thousands of leads, and driven a lot of results. And I'm going to put it out there. My goal and I don't even want to say promise. It's what we aim for, and what we try to do is drive 10x results, 10x transformational results in our clients' businesses over a 3-year period, which is basically what it takes to implement, run, improve, and fully launch a digital growth system in your company and build that momentum in a solid spot. And my goal is to go from where you're at to that point, and you to see 10x results. So that's what we do. That's our goal. That's what I do. So lastly, business is personal. And my goal is to not only grow your business, but help grow you, help build you, help you develop in your life and business as well. And I really want to partner alongside you and help you think bigger and achieve more and play big, go pro in your role, in your company. And I'm all in on that. And so that's what we're going to do. All right, let's dive into the solution a bit more. The key thing that I want to frame this solution with is marketing isn't magic. It's a system, right? I hear it all the time, like about the marketing black box, or the marketing money pit, or money hole, or marketing gaping, just whatever. Like it feels like this magic black box, confusing, expensive thing that really everybody says you should do, but you don't understand how it works. All right. Maybe you're there or not, but my point is, it's a system. We're going to talk about it as a system, not a magic trick. So Let me introduce you to a set of strategic tools that really create leadership clarity for you and internal alignment so marketing growth finally becomes predictable in your organization. All right. And as we do this, this is the point where there's going to be a shift in your brain. And I want you to know this. And it's important to know this because I don't want to be a surprise, and this is not intended to be manipulative, but this is going to happen, and I want you to let it happen. All right. This shift is from randomness, random acts, random efforts to rhythmic efforts, to rhythmic work, to a rhythm. Instead of thinking randomly, we're going to think in rhythm. Okay. And you're going to see that happen. The first model I'm going to introduce to you, the tool is the discovery depth model. This model helps you see the real reason your marketing feels chaotic and doesn't convert. Okay. Breaks it down. It addresses the surface issue, the symptoms you're experiencing. We can identify this. The systematic issue, the leak, gap, or drop in the process. Also, the strategic issue or the misalignment at the root. Okay. It's an onion. Your issue, your chaos, your marketing problem is an onion. It's layered. And it goes through these 3 layers, and we're going to discover and dive into the depths of them to come out with clarity. And the key thing that this model teaches us is that most marketing problems aren't tactical. They're strategic misalignments in disguise. Most marketing problems aren't tactical. They're strategic misalignments in disguise. Here's the model. And how this works is it's basically a process. It goes from up here down and then back up. And this is where this is a roadmap. This is a path. And it starts out on the top and it digs down deep to the roots, and then we surface back to the top. And the reason we go down and back up is because what you want is a surface result. Okay. Now, by seeing that surface result, you think that you can fix the thing on the surface to get the surface result, and that's just not true, right? This is why it's called the discovery depth model, is because every problem is actually deeper than you think. And we need to have a map to dive deep into those levels and then come out the other side so that you can see and get what you want at the end. The surface symptom is what you're experiencing. And this might be like, we want more leads. Why is marketing not working? Why don't we have an ROI, right? This is just what you're experiencing. That's the surface symptom. But as we dig deeper, we get to the systemic issue, systems, right? Now, this is what's broken in the system. This is why do people not understand? Why do people not convert? Why do people not click? Why do people ghost us? Why is our marketing and sales team misaligned? Systemic issues. Okay. Now, it doesn't end there. It goes deeper. As we get beyond that, we get down to strategic confusion. Okay. Every surface symptom that you experience has a systemic issue that's really rooted deeper in strategic confusion. And this is what's misaligned at the root. So this is like, what are our goals? What do we want out of the results? What ROI do we want? How much are we going to spend to get a customer? How much are we going to spend to get a lead? How do the handoffs happen between marketing and sales? Which channels are most effective to us? How do we measure success? Those are strategic questions. And in order to solve, I want more and better leads, we have to figure out what's misaligned at the root. And so then what happens is if we start asking those strategic questions, well, we want more and better leads. Why are people not engaging? Does our sales and marketing team know how to handle the leads and communicate to them? Okay. So if we say, hey, let's make sure to set clear goals, set clear direction, create clear processes, communicate those processes and how this should work, like what we want and how it should work. Let's align together as a team on that. And then let's make sure that we're saying the right things in the right way, in the right order, to the right people. Okay. That we've got a relay race going there between the marketing and sales. So we just went from strategic to systemic, and we're working our way back up. So now that we have some clarity on the processes and, we're aligned at the root and we've got clear handoffs, then really what we're going to do is we're going to start doing that stuff, and we're going to start doing clear handoffs and saying the right things to the right people. And what happens is you get more and better leads, and people are engaging, and you're getting what you want. Yeah. Does that make sense? So the point of this model is that you can't scale what you can't see. Okay. Just mind-boggling here, right? You can't scale what you can't see. If you're struggling with growth, if you're struggling with marketing, and you're like tearing your hair out, it's because you don't know. It's because you can't see beyond the surface. So this discovery depth model helps you get there. It's so crucial. And you can map this out, draw it out, break it down for you. But what I really want you to see, even if you don't do that, is there's deeper issues to work on. Okay. And what also is going to shift in your mind at this point is a thinking from busyness, activities, efforts, going in all different directions, to building, stacking, foundation, building up. Okay. There's a big difference. And we have a value in our company. We call it build up. And a lot of people right away think, oh, encourage one another. I mean, sure. Yes, we do want to encourage one another. But, honestly, we're more candid than we are encouraging probably within our company. And the truth is, build up means build up, stack success. Okay. Now, I'm going to also teach you how to really address those systemic issues. Sorry, said it wrong. I meant the strategic misalignments at the root. Okay, let me say that again. I want to teach you how to address strategic misalignments at the root, because this is the hard part. Every challenge you're facing has a strategic misalignment at the root. And if it's aligned, it just needs to be realigned. That's one thing. But often it's misaligned, right? So how do you realign it? Okay, you do this through what's called the 10-3-1 growth pyramid. And this is how you align the whole business around a focused, scalable vision. And this is helpful for strategic planning, but really this is helpful for diagnosing and working out issues, to align marketing and sales and ops and IT around a focused, scalable vision, right? Like it can be the whole business, but it doesn't have to. So there are 3 components. You have the 10-year vision. Where are we going? What's our vision? What do we see our company will look like in 10 years? What's our 3-year mission? What's the economic goal and the date that we are on a 3-year mission as a company? And this is what I mentioned about like a 10x ROI. We try to set the 3-year mission as a 10x financial goal from where you are today. It's possible. You can do it. The 10-year vision is often bigger than that. And then we have the 1-year goals, which is, hey, what do we need to do? What needs to be true to make meaningful progress on the way to our 3-year mission? And what do we need to do this year? What do we need to focus on this year to get there? So the key is to align your marketing right now to your 10-year vision and build backwards with clarity. It looks like this. I call this the 10-3-1 growth pyramid. And it starts at the top with your 10-year vision, 3-year mission, and 1-year goal. And you actually work your way down. You work your way down, which is a little bit interesting, right? But here's what you need to remember is that without strategic clarity, you're just optimizing symptoms. You don't need better tactics. You need bigger vision. So we have a phrase, we say, it's not tactics up, it's transformation down. And that's why it's the pyramid like this, is when you build from tactics up, you just go wherever it goes. That's how you get random marketing. That's how you get the marketing mess, right? But when you take a big vision, a transformational vision, what's possible, and you take it down into every aspect of the company, it provides clarity and alignment. Okay. We're going to keep unpacking this. So if that feels fuzzy or a fairy tale, that's okay. It doesn't have to, but if it does, it's also okay, because we're going to talk more about how this works. Because what this does, this 10-3-1, is it sets the stage for a system that turns marketing into money. Okay. And we're going to dive into that. I want to say one more thing on this, is that one of the first things that we do in our digital growth systems with clients is that we run a workshop, which I'll invite you to later when it's time. I'll share more with you. And then in that workshop, one of the first things is we do the 10-3-1 growth pyramid. And it's like almost backwards for most people to think about starting at the end. But that's how it's called reverse engineering. And it's starting with the goal in mind. You remember at the front end of this talk, I said something about, what did I say? Something about the problem is that you're actually just trying to grow inside a system without a target. So the whole point of this is to set the target. And it's amazing what unfolds. And it's the most uncomfortable, nerve-wracking experience to start throwing big dreams out. But the cool part about it is it's not just dreaming big, and it's not just about pie in the sky. The point is to take that 10-year vision and map it all the way down to today's tactics, so that it's not pie in the sky. It's not big dreaming. It's actually tactical yet visionary, and we connect vision to execution. So let's talk about this system that turns marketing into money. The structure digital growth system, which is the whole system that we implement in our clients' companies that I'm teaching you parts of today. And I'm basically teaching you this system so you can implement it too. Uses what's called the acceleration loop to turn vision into sustainable growth. Man, turn vision into sustainable and strategic growth. Instead of a downward spiral, you're going to get an acceleration loop. And that's the point. Here's the 4 phases of the acceleration loop. First one is alignment. That's where you connect vision, goals, and metrics to your customer journey. This is the 10-3-1 that we just talked about. This is the relationship revenue model, which we haven't talked about, but I've talked about in previous trainings, and you can find on our website or on the YouTube channel. And I will continue to do more trainings on them. We unpack that in the workshop that we do. Relationship revenue model. It looks at your customer journey and connects the 10-year vision to the daily tasks. And then after that, really, you look at activation, which is developing a roadmap and infrastructure for your marketing system. So once you have strategic alignment, you can level up into systemic activation, which is developing a roadmap and infrastructure for your marketing system. Think website, think email series, think CRM connection, integration, think any infrastructure, systems, processes that are needed to communicate with and to your customers in align with the vision. 3, Amplification. This is implementing high impact exponential growth strategies. This is the doing. This is the communicating, right? This is the blog posts. This is the social posts. This is the emails. This is the ads. All those things that you started with and just started chaotically creating. The reason that it's chaotic is you started at step 3. Is the sequence was wrong. The system was broken. The truth is you have to start at step 1, 2, and then 3. And a lot of people start at step 3 and they just start amplifying. And what I like to say, I've said before and I will say it again, is when you amplify, you either amplify clarity or you amplify chaos. And the question is, which are you amplifying? If you go through this process, align, activate, amplify, you will have clarity that you can amplify. But if you're just starting an amplify and everything before it is misaligned and disconnected, then you're going to communicate misalignment and disconnection. All right. The 4th phase is acceleration, which gives us the name acceleration loop, because this is where scale happens. This is my favorite phase because we get to see and watch and build and grow and improve and get results. This is the best. This is what we're all here for. And this is a process we identify leakage, friction, make adjustments. And we use dashboards and scorecards and metrics to do this, right? And this is where you learn, like I said, for a matter of fact, because there's data and there's metrics behind it, what's working, what's not, and then you change in order to improve on what you're doing. It's not chaos at this point. That's what I really want you to see. Not chaos. It's a straight line towards growth, and you have indicators. So when you veer off or something's not working, you can cut it off and bring it back in. Or you can make it go faster by pouring more money into it, right? But the thing is, people want to throw money at marketing without knowing what's working. And what happens is you're just throwing money at chaos, right? And so this process, this acceleration loop is so, so important. And here's what it looks like in the system. It looks like this. You start with alignment, activation, amplification, and acceleration. And within the digital growth system, alignment is really just focused around digital strategy. It's the strategy of the digital work. Activation is more about your digital presence, like we said. Amplification is about digital content. Acceleration is digital optimization. Those are maybe more terms you're could be familiar with. But here's the point. The cycle repeats. Each loop builds on the last loop. Deeper alignment, stronger activation, smarter amplification, and sharper optimization. And every time this goes in loops. What are the loops? The loops are monthly. The loops are quarterly. The loops are annually. The loops are within loops. It's not simple. It's complex, but it works. And what happens, what we've seen happen, what I've experienced happen is this. Here's the before and afters. Alignment. Once you go through the alignment phase, here's what happens. Instead of random acts of marketing, you get a resolute system marketing. So that's what you're here for today that we talked about. But I know you want more than that. You don't just want to go from random to resolute. That's the first step. But you want momentum. So let's keep talking about it. What happens in the activation phase, once you do a full activation phase, is you go from informational marketing like website communication, that's just information, to transformation. That website, the words, the marketing, the social post goes from just putting stuff out there that kind of falls in flat to high impact, high converting, sticky. So you're not throwing spaghetti at the wall and watching it fall. It's sticking. It's cooked. It's ready. 3 is amplification. This is, you confuse customers when you amplify chaos, like we talked about. But what happens after you go through this process and you're amplifying in the right stage is that you're going to convert customers. So it's so crucial. And then acceleration is the 4th phase. And what happens is before you're just doing fragmented attempts. and lots of starts and stops, fits and spurts, throwing money at different things. But the truth is, after you're accelerating, you're not just putting ad spend into what you think, you're building momentum on what's already working. You're learning, you're growing, and you're stacking successes. So the key here is what you're feeling now: random acts of marketing, informational website, confusing customers, fragmented attempts. That's not what real marketing feels like. That's not what real marketing is. That's not what marketing momentum is. I'm trying to help you today see that what this resolute system marketing, transformational website, converting customers, building momentum, this is what real marketing momentum feels like. It's clear, it's compounding, and it's consistent. And this is why the system works when others don't. And this is why this system works when what you've been doing doesn't, is because it's a flywheel. And here's just a visual example to hammer the point home, if it's not abundantly clear already, is on the left, you have what most people do, what most systems do, which is pump, try, attempt, spend. You might get a result, but it's only until you do it again. This is why I have to send another email. I have to do another meeting. I have to do another training, and it's just pump, pump, pump. But on the right, when you have a system like we're talking about, it's just called a flywheel. There's momentum. It's building for you. There's inertia involved, and you spin that wheel instead of pump it, and it spins itself. You still have to spin it. There's still inputs, but those inputs are measured. They're intentional. You know how much you need to do, and you have to do them less often. So the 3 keys here are this digital growth system that I'm sharing today is effective. Activities flow smoothly from one to the next. Like, the key here is it bridges all those gaps. And I don't think I can say this more clear, but this is a hidden benefit of a flywheel momentum digital growth system, is that all those bumps along the road, many of the bumps along the road, the bumps between marketing and sales, the bumps between IT and sales, the bumps between ops and marketing, right? When you have a flywheel set up like this, the system is built on alignment. And so activities are flowing smoothly from one to the next. So saves you so much time. It's efficient. Each rotation is easier than the previous rotation. And this is because of momentum and inertia. It's working for you. And that's what I want you to know. Exponential. This is that each rotation produces more than the previous rotation. And this is a really key thing, is it's not a one-to-one system. So you don't put $1 in and $1 out. You want $1 in and $10 out. That's the 10x growth we're talking about. That's the outsized returns, asymmetrical ROI that we're actually going for you. And the benefit is it works for you. It's more than you put in. And that's what happens over a 3-year period of running a system that builds on itself, that has momentum, and that grows. All right. Now, I've shared all this. You see all this. We're talking about this. But here, at this point, is where most leaders stall. I lay out the path. You see the path. It's lined out. But you don't really have the clarity and confidence to run it. So you see the vision. You see the path. You see the steps. But like, you've never done that. You don't know what this is. And you don't have experience to run it. And so here's the next steps. Here's what I want to help you do. You've seen the gap. So now let's build the system that closes it. All right. And here's what this is all of it. Everything we talked about today leads up to this moment right here. And this isn't my pitch. I want to share my, how I can help. But what I want you to do is reflect. It leads up to this moment. This is the moment. So don't skip over it. Don't bypass it. Don't quit now. This is the real work. Okay. Now, take out a piece of paper. Take out your phone. Probably not your phone. You get distracted. Take out a piece of paper, notebook, note card, whatever's nearby you. And I really want you to write down these questions and answer them. And even if you have to pause this video, think about it. Okay. First questions: what's holding you back from doing the real work? Now, throwing spaghetti at the wall, throwing more ads out, spending more money on ads, blaming people, that's all work. It's all busyness, but the building, the transformation, what's holding you back from doing that? That's what I really want you to think about. Is it fear? Is it just, I've never done it before, I don't know if it'll work? Fair. Write it down. Let's get honest. Honest hour. Do you not have a team that you feel confident in? Maybe it's confidence. Maybe it's such a history of failed overspending, unclear relationships with agencies and vendors. You just don't want to do it again. Write down. Maybe leadership is so misaligned and there's so much politics and drama that you can't see clearly enough to do anything. Maybe that's what's holding you back. Now, write them down, because these are the real problems. These are the strategic alignment issues that are going to unlock the results you want. Okay. Now, I also want you to ask, what resources and opportunities do you have right now? Because you've got roadblocks, there's things holding you back, but you also, whether you know it or not, you do have what it takes to get to crawl out of this hole. You already do. Or you already have the ways to get there. You just don't know what they are yet. What resources and opportunities do you have right in front of you? People, money, connections, systems. What do you have right now? And write it down. Like CRM, write it. We have a CRM. Yes. We have data. We have a dashboard. Write it down. We have a marketing director. Write it down. Right? We have an ad specialist. Write it down. Hey, I have a friend who owns an agency. Write it down. I'm watching this training with Simon and he just gave me a bunch of resources. Write it down. Simon has a bunch more resources on YouTube. Write it down. You can download a dashboard. You can think through these things, right? Okay. I'll stop there. You have things. You get it. Write them down, because I want you to take advantage of them. Lastly, if you take action on this plan, what might success look like in 90 days? This is where we need to think about what's possible. Okay. Break through these barriers, utilize your resources and opportunities, follow what I shared today, follow the acceleration loop, start building your digital growth system. If you did that, if you had marketing momentum, if you adopted the marketing momentum method, what might success looking like in 90 days? 1 quarter. Now, it's also worth asking, what would it not? I didn't put that on here, but like, if you did nothing, things stayed the same, you didn't do anything, what would the costs be? What's the drag? What's the drop? What's the waste? What are you spending right now that you're not getting anything? Okay. And that's important to know. It's important to know that cost. Okay. Option 1, what you could do from here is you can just keep trying to make it work. Continue decline in growth, continue wasting marketing spend and effort, increasing friction and blame among your team, more financial feast and famine. Yes, I know how this works. Seasonality sucks. But what if it wasn't seasonality? What if there was more than industry? I mean, I'm just going to go out on a limb here. This wasn't scripted. This wasn't planned. But what if some of your financial issues inside your company, lead issues, sales issues, what if they weren't actually driven just by the market? What if you weren't just a victim of the market? What if you could, or your industry, or whatever season changes, or whatever technology overrules your industry right now? Like, the advertising industry is getting derailed by AI. It's incredible. It's incredible. And, I could be upset about that. I could be derailed by that. I could make excuses and complain about that. But my question is, like, what if you did something about that? What if you bridged that gap? What if you offered a new product or a new service that was built for the off season, that could operate on the back of AI? If it would, like, it solved another problem that exists for your market that maybe was different, right? Like, these are the questions that I'm asking. So I totally went on a rabbit trail there, and I don't even know where I'm at anymore in this presentation. But option one is to just stay here, stay stuck. And you can do that. That's your choice. The other option is to map out your plan in a workshop with me. This is where we could identify your challenges and opportunities that you're really facing. The things that we just talked about that I had you reflect on. What are those? Because those are what we need to work on. Clarify your 10-3-1 growth vision. Where are we going? What's our mission? Let's do it. It's exciting, right? Also, how do we align your team around the right goals and metrics? How do we set it up so that their efforts, your customers' journey is aligned with your vision and your goals? And that you can build a system that builds on itself and has momentum. And then walk away with a strategic plan, a proven plan to get results. This is the starting line, not just for marketing, but for real growth across your entire organization, your business. It will permeate across your entire business, across ops, across sales, across IT, right? Customer success or customer service. And you'll lead the way for transformational change in your company. And, this also isn't scripted, but if you're a marketing leader, a mentor just told me the other day, I thought this was so fascinating. Actually, they didn't tell me. I think I saw it on their Instagram. They put a quote, and they said, your customers will get more value from your marketing than your product ever will. Wild concept. What if connecting your customers' beliefs to your vision and helping them through that, through even giving them a product, but what if you could give them and help them with that bigger future for their life through your work? And what would that look like for them too? All right. Here's the strategy workshop, and I want to share it with you. You don't have to do it, but I do want to encourage you to do it. This is the starting line for real growth, the digital strategy workshop. QR code, scan it, or go to wearestructure.com/start to learn more and take the first step. This is clarity, alignment, and a plan you can run with, or structure can plug into. Okay. But you start with the workshop. You don't have to commit to a long-term relationship if it's not the right fit, or if you just want the workshop. But this is a 1.5 day in person in Scottsdale, Arizona. Bring your team. We're going to talk and dive deep into everything we talked about today. And I want to say, we work hard, but we play hard too. So these are just some pictures from other workshops that we've done with clients and recently. And these are like, we've done a wine tour. We hike in the morning. We go to dinner at night. Like, it's an experience. Okay. So this isn't just a workshop, show up, sit in the conference room. We get to know you. We want to work with you, connect with you, and encourage you and help you see what's possible for yourself and your company. And here's my heart. Here's my heart in it. And here's what's deep down, my belief and at the core is that our company created this workshop. I created this workshop because I've seen what happens when leaders stall, and not just, and I wrote here, smart leaders stall, because you are smart. You are capable. You can build and crush and dominate in your market. You can be a marketing leader inside a market leader. All right. I'm talking about marketing leader company. You can lead the market because you are a market leader. All right. If you're serious about growth, you don't need more tactics. You need alignment, systems, and momentum. So I'm going to now tackle some questions. And these are questions that leaders ask when momentum-based marketing feels unfamiliar. Man, I'm thirsty today. I think I'm going after it. A lot of words. Okay. First question, will this work for my business? Great question. there's kind of this common thinking in a lot of companies that I'm unique, or my industry is unique, or my business is unique, right? And the truth is, you are unique, and you should be unique, and I want you to lean into that. And all of our work with our clients and really is about discovering your unique vision and values, and making sure that how you show up in the marketing aligns with that. So I want as much uniqueness and individuality for you as you can get. That said, you operate on a business model that's not entirely unique. You operate in an industry that looks like a lot of other industries. And marketing growth, marketing systems, human behavior, psychology, systems, and marketing comes down to psychology and systems, how people think and feel, behave, and how a system runs. Every industry, every business, every model has those things. Okay. Now, the digital growth system that we shared today here in the broader concept of this momentum marketing method, I don't want you to get confused by all the terms, but the digital growth system that I shared with you in this training works for any business across any industry, because it's based on common principles of human psychology and behavior, unique ability, teamwork, unique vision and values, and operational systems. Okay. I should make a graph for that, because that's a really cool idea of how this works for all businesses. But that is really what it's about. Okay. And this digital growth system works because it is a flywheel, and it builds, and it uses those common threads. So yes, it will work for your business. You'll have to adapt it to your business, some specifics based on your industry. But yeah, there it is. What if the real issue is my team or me? Well, what if I'm the problem? That's a great question. Digging into this, it's possible. I mean, yes, at the core, if you were better, your marketing would be better. If your team was better, your marketing would be better, right? And so there's a truth to that, is that, you know, I mean, I've been told to not tell my clients or say on my trainings that you're the problem. But the truth is, if you were better, it would be better. If you knew, it would be done. If you had experience doing this, you would have already done it. So the truth is that you don't, and you haven't, right? If you're sitting here. And I'm in the same spot, right? I've got challenges in my business, in my life, right? That I'm the issue. And there's this great quote that's a lot of people have said it. So I don't know who it's attributed to at the source, but it's something along the lines of, all business problems are just personal problems in disguise. So, which hits hard, and it's a great one. The truth is that your team can be better and you can be better, but I want to call out, don't start with blaming your team. As a leader, I've done this. I've learned from this. I have fired and had people quit around me because I blamed them, right? And the truth was, I hadn't set up systems and processes internally so that they could succeed. Now, there have been some that honestly just weren't a great fit in the first place. And you're always going to have that. Skill sets aren't there, character's not there, values aren't there. Like, you're going to have disconnects. But oftentimes it starts with, is it a process problem? Have I created a process, set expectations, and trained on that, right? If you have, then, and it's still not working, it's probably because it's the person. But in this case, zooming out on our workshop here, if you are wondering, is the issue my team or me? What I would say is, the issue is that you have not set up a system for your team to run. So first things first, build a growth system, build a digital growth system, and equip your team to run or help run or facilitate the digital growth system. If you don't need them, let them go. If they suck, they're not the right fit. But let it be this around, let them run a system and not just be so reliant on their perfection. Okay. That's my answer for this. I hope that's helpful. How much time and effort is this going to take? I'm assuming this is how much, into build a system. I mean, it's a big effort. We have an entire team that does this. And I would say you're going to need a number of skill sets. You're going to need leadership, strategy. You're going to need design, development. You're going to need technical, like back end, front end development experience. You're going to need project manager to make sure everything happens. You're going to need someone who can run ads and thinks on a data basis, like can think about ad platforms, work with creative, you need copywriters. So you actually need like a decent sized team to build this out really well, to go pro. 5 to 7 people with different skill sets is kind of what I listed out there. And those people are going to spend the next 3 years building it. And that's your investment. So it's a lot. It's a lot of effort and time. And by building a team or hiring a team to do it for you, you are personally, as a leader, are going to save a lot of time and effort, and it's going to work a lot better. So the point is delegating to the team, building the team, investing in the team. But yeah, it's going to take a bit of time and effort. And I can break down, I don't know how much more. I think there's another question here. I don't remember. Like our team, yeah, we have that 5 to 7 that we run for just a few clients, and we've done it over and over. And so we were a bit more efficient on it than maybe a new team would be. And so, what we do at Structure is we act as that team, and we basically bolt on or plug in to an existing marketing team or function and implement our systems into that with our team. And so it runs smoothly. We have the strategy, the project management, the design, development, writing, creative, fulfillment, ads, and data and analytics just kind of built in our team. But yeah, it's a bit of time and effort. Do I need to get my whole team aligned first? Great question. Does a bear eat with its hands? All right. I'm just kidding aside. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you need to get your team aligned first. If you don't, like I mentioned earlier, you're going to activate, amplify, accelerate chaos. And so if you just start with, let's do shit, let's just do stuff, let's send it. Without aligning, you're going to have people going in different directions, doing different things, and you're going to end up right where you began. So yeah, you got to start in that 4-step process, and you got to start with the first thing, which is, am I going to remember it in my own process here? You're probably shouting it on your screen, Simon. It is alignment. You got to start with alignment, and get your whole team on the same page. Why can't I just do this in-house with my team? You can, absolutely can. And this is what a lot of functioning, aligned in-house marketing teams at high-performing companies do. This is the system. And literally, my wife just went on a hike a week ago, with her gym. And her gym is that she's a part of is called P-Volve. And if you've not heard of it, it's kind of cool. It's like I don't know, I'm going to butcher it. I call it like a jazzercise bar 3 mix, but it's where they have a trainer, they have a group class, and it's a local gym, but it's a franchised, and so they have corporate, and corporate flew in and they hosted this hike, which was really cool. And the people got to come do it. So my wife actually, who's my chief of staff and kind of runs our operations here at Structure and really helps me do what I do best, which is this, training and teaching and leading and strategizing, vision casting. Okay, back to my story. She went on this hike, and she spent the hike with the marketing director of P-Volve. And as they were talking, and she told me this story later, that the market director was like, yeah, what do you do? She's like, well, I'm a mom, and my wife, a mom. We run this marketing company, and we do this digital growth system for under digitized teams, companies, leaders. And she's like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty much like what we do, what we do internally. And so it's pretty cool to hear that. And we've heard that over and over, honestly. And so you can do this in-house team, but I think the key is that you don't have to, because building an in-house team like this is a big job, right? Like I said, 5 to 7 people, you're talking salaries, you're talking leadership, you're talking HR and management, and it's a lot. So another option is to probably pay about the same amount, but have all the headache outsourced and have the management outsourced, where you're just talking to like one person, or 2 people within an organization, within our company, that manages the rest of the team, and you don't have to worry about all the headache of the HR management, even project management stuff. So that's the answer there. So really, what I want to invite you to is to consider the workshop with us. And the first step to doing that is really not booking a workshop. It's not even paying money. It's not even, just flying out or booking tickets. It's a free growth discovery session. And this is a free call. It's a video call you'll do with my team, and it's either with me or my right-hand man, Jackson. And we take these and help you. And we talk about building momentum, and we unlock your digital growth and give you a roadmap. And so during that call, we'll clarify challenges, we'll look at opportunities together, and we'll really ensure value, make sure you're the right fit for what we do, and make sure we can actually help you. And the question is, can we show up and empower you to, or help you achieve 10x ROI in your company? And if we can, let's go. Let's do it. There's no reason to not, if you're multiplying every dollar by 10x. It's a no duh. But the question is, can we? And if we can't, we'll send you on your way with some resources or introductions if we have them. But man, it's just worth a call to see if we can help. And so scan the QR code, go to wearestructure.com/start to do that. When you get to that QR code and page, you will land on this page on our website. It looks kind of like this. In the future, if you're watching this later, it may look different, but essentially you're going to click that button. You're going to fill out a short form that helps us just know a little bit about you, so we can show up with information and education, and we can connect right away and get started and dive in with you and help in every way we can. So that is the training for today. Thank you so much for joining. It's an honor. It's super honor to be able to teach. This is one of my favorite things I get to do, is to teach and train and to share vision and explore possibilities. So thank you for joining me. Would love to help you. Hope to see you in a call or a workshop soon. If not, I hope that this was extremely valuable and that you can run and go far with what we talked about today. All right. Best of luck. Thank you so much.